So in today's video, we're looking at over 7 different things that you may not know about Valheim. Some of these things, in fact, most of these things, I didn't actually know until today. So hopefully at least a few on this list are things that you don't know either. But if you think I've missed anything, then please do let me know down in the comments. I'd love to get your guys' feedback. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the new iron cooking station that you see here behind me, the recipe for it being on screen there. Now, one thing you may know about this is the fact that you need it in order to cook lox meat that will not cook on the traditional cooking station. Now, you probably know the fact that if you try and place it above a one fireplace like this, it doesn't work, but if you place it above, for example, a hearth, then it will work and it will cook. But did you know the following things? First of all, if you place 2 fireplaces underneath, you could place your lox meat on and it works the whole way around. The second thing I wanted to mention is once the lox meat has cooked above these 2 fireplaces, like you see here, you can remove a fireplace and this will stay on there. You can in fact remove, if you wanted to, take away both these fireplaces and it will still all stay in place and stay on there. So if you wanted this as like a decoration around your base, then you could do that and it would look pretty cool. And you could have like a couple that are hanging, a couple that aren't. You could have it in different stages. So you could have some raw, some not. We're going to come on to that. But the other thing that you can do is place a campfire back underneath this and it will not cook. So if you wanted to, you could have an aesthetic of a decoration where the lox meat is constantly looking like it's cooking without actually cooking. And this would be the same if this were raw meat, and obviously be the same if it was coal as well. So if you wanted to leave it on there and burn it into coal and then place this down, you could do that. So you've got some new like decorations here that you can do with this thing. I will be streaming Valheim often on both YouTube and Twitch. The Twitch link is in my video description. If you want to keep posted on all my YouTube streams and also all my videos and stuff, then please do subscribe for more. Another thing that I think is really nice to do with this as a decorational item is to go ahead and place on, say, 3 lox meat like that, and then just wait a while. Now, the reason we're waiting a while is we are going to then place on a couple more lox meat. So what's going to happen is, if we just wait a little bit, place another couple on, the 3 in the middle that we placed first will cook first. As soon as they are cooked, we can remove the fireplace, and then you'll have a decoration that's holding up basically some lox meat that's cooked and some that's not cooked, and you could have that going throughout your base, you know, like as just a little decorational thing. Again, we can remove and replace a fireplace underneath, and it will not cook the uncooked, the raw lox meat, or turn the cooked lox meat into coal. So you've got very many options here in terms of decorations you can have around your base, all of which I think are very nice in their own way. And so this is how this decoration looks with some cooked and some raw, and of course the number of cooked versus raw would be totally up to you. Another thing you can do for a totally different aesthetic is to place a bit of a bonfire pit. Now this, if done carefully, can be dug out after you have cooked meat on it. So again, you could create a whole different aesthetic with this. Now I do want to say this was done very quickly and very roughly just for the sake of this video. If you guys get creative with this, you can make it look much nicer than this, and again it gives you a new decorational item. So this next one I actually found really interesting, and I've got 3 different mobs to show you this. So we've got a boar on this side right here, and this one, as you can see, is tame. Over on this side we have a boar who is wild and hungry, and then here we have a grey dwarf. Now if I can get to the obliterator right there, put something in it, and go ahead and pull the lever, then we'll see what happens when Thor's thunder strikes. Okay, there we go. So it actually does damage to mobs that are in the vicinity. You can see whether a mob is tame or not tame, it will still kill it for the boar there, and it also did a lot of damage to this grey dwarf. So you could have a little bit of fun with this, maybe get a little trap nearby where you kite in, you know, grey dwarfs or feudings or something like that, and then just use Thor's thunder to hurt them. Another thing to say about the obliterator is if you pull the lever when it is empty, you will make Thor unhappy. So probably best not to upset Thor, guys. Don't pull the lever when it is empty. So several new treasure items have been added to the game, of course, and one of them is the treasure chest. You can see the recipe on screen here, and this recipe includes a silver necklace, which apparently a lot of people don't know how you get them, so I'm just very quickly going to tell you how you can get them in this game. So the first way is to head over to a boat grave, which I'm going to do now and show you what that looks like. So I'm here at the site of a boat grave. As you can see, this one is kind of hidden, but you can see here the stones do go around in a bit of a pattern and look like a boat. Some of them will be more obvious than this. I just wanted to choose one less obvious to show you to make sure you're looking in all areas, even if they are a little bit overgrown like this one is. Now, if you have the wishbone when you approach this, you can right click it, and then as you're walking around, you will sense those hidden objects. And you can see here it's beating slowly. If we go back up this way, it's beating a bit faster. And so we're going to know just about exactly where we need to dig down in order to find the treasure chest and that's where we, of course, get a chance at the silver necklace, as well as some other cool loot, of course. But if you don't have the wishbone, you can still dig these things out. What I tend to do before I get the wishbone is just dig down at one end and dig in a straight line through, and I almost always find the treasure chest that way. So here is the treasure chest that we found right here, and if I open that up, as you can see, we have a silver necklace inside, and in this one we also have some ruby and some gold coins. The other thing you'll find as you're digging this whole thing out is bones. Now, it's pretty easy to get bones from killing skeletons, so you're probably never going to need to dig this out to get them. But early game, if you do need them for some reason, then this is an option for you. So the boat grave is probably the easiest way to find the silver necklace, but they can also be found in the stone graves, which you'll find in the meadows, and also graves that are found in mountains. As well as being used as a recipe for the treasure chest, the silver necklace can also be sold to Haldor at 30 coins a time. So you might have known that you can get the new bukeberries as a drop from the Greydorf Shaman, but did you know that a fueling shaman will also drop them? I didn't. I found this out very recently. Let me know, guys, if you knew this or not. So next we're going to talk a little bit about wolf taming and wolf breeding. So if I chuck wolf meat down on the floor, you will see that this wolf is not at all interested in it. So wolves are not cannibals, basically, guys. They will not be tamed by wolf meat. They will not eat the wolf meat or even go near it, you know. And they also cannot be bred using wolf meat. So essentially, they're not cannibals. You cannot give them wolf meat for taming or breeding. They will, however, still be interested in all the other types of meat you get, whether it's lox, boar, or deer. You see, if I throw this down on the floor right now, and give the wolf a second to know that it's there, he's going to come over to it and he's going to eat it. So I'll show you that in just a second. And there he goes. So we had 3 lox meat there. We've now only got 2 because he started eating it. And the same thing goes for the deer meat and the boar meat as well. So he'll eat all of that stuff, can be tamed and bred using all that stuff still, just not the wolf meat. A number of different build items that are made from dark wood will not weather in the rain. All of these things have been left in the rain for the same amount of time. You can see none of these are getting damaged at all. When we compare that to, for example, the cage wall, that will damage in the rain, as will the wood pieces. But the dark wood, because of the tar, are resistant to the water, making them quite useful for outside builds. There are special items in the Valheim game which appear to be uncraftable unless you're in cheat mode, these being the maypole, the Yule tree with presents, and the jack-o'-lantern, or jack-o'-turnip, as it is in Viking world. Just to say that they are available at different times. So the maypole, I believe, is available in the Northern Hemisphere summer, and we are yet to have Valheim released at a time when it has been Halloween or Christmas, but the speculation is that this will be available at Christmas, the Yule tree and Yule presents, of course, and the jack-o'-turnip that will be available at Halloween. Now, we'll see if that happens or not. I'm sure it will, though. It'll be a nice little Easter egg to have in-game. Plus, the maypole and the Yule tree, they actually add comfort, so you want to add them to your base during these limited windows, because when the windows close, they will still be there. Just make sure not to take them down, and then you'll get that extra comfort at your base. So, of course, guys, the dad jokes are coming, but I just want to say I really hope there are at least a couple of things that you didn't know in today's episode, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Did you hear about the acrobat who fell in love? He was head over heels. Did you hear about the actor who fell through the floorboards? He was just going through a stage. What is a cod's favourite card game? Go fish. What's a dad's favourite music? Pop music. What do you call a cold wolf? A chili dog. What do you call a pony with a sore throat? A little horse. Why was the tomato embarrassed? Because it saw the salad dressing.